How are you doing, folks? This is Richard Dow. Uh, I'm sorry to say, partially responsible for what you're about to see here. However, I was contractually obligated to come here today to do some commentaries uh, on this piece. So this is the first in the Moustache series. The Moustache series uh, was my brainchild that was taken away from me by this man that you're seeing on the screen. This is Luke Pennock. Um, he approached me. He was doing an open mic night. He was doing an open mic night at a comedy club, and it was a low turnout for the comedians, and so he would come up. He came up 3 separate times during the night, and after the second time he came off, he heard that I was talking about a movie that I was planning to shoot, and I don't know what clicked in his head. He thought, here's my big chance. So he came up to me and said, "You're Richard Dow, are you not?" And I said, "Yes, I'm Richard Dow." And he proceeded to give me sort of these really poorly hidden hints that he wanted to be a part of what I was doing. And he assured me that he had a theatrical and a film background, which it was soon revealed that he did not. And unfortunately, we did not figure this out until, it was too late. We were filming. It was several days in. We were committed to a script and a sequel with Luke, who was very hard to work with on every count. He was a racist. He cursed. He was an alcoholic. And I say was. He is a racist. He is an alcoholic. I'm sure he still is difficult to work with. I can't imagine he's changed. He's has a tendency towards being physically violent, and does not. He's a sociopath. He does not think of the consequences of the things he's. This is an example of these scenes here of what was hard about him. Okay, so he would insist on acting opposite someone for each of these scenes, even though you don't see them. And he would not act opposite the same person for 2 takes. And so for each one of these, you see, we did probably 3 takes. So that's 3 times however many of these there are. And Luke would not start filming until 11, and he would not finish filming until 3. And so we had to hire them for the full day, okay, instead of just doing half days with these actors. So we were paying full fees for what amounts to, for each one of these, maybe 1 second to 5 seconds of film, and not very good film. I can't make you believe me on this, but the material on this was very strong. I had written something that was very funny. It was witty, and it absolutely did not come through with Luke. Luke didn't even want to. He didn't want to shave the mustache. He thought that it was. Oh, and this whole part here, he would curse. He would curse at people and essentially make it so that families cannot watch this together. But he did not want to shave the mustache at all. He insisted we could use a bald cap, and he would lock himself in his trailer watching My Name is Earl. And he said it was the inspiration for his mustache. And also, the Darnell fellow at one point had a bald cap on, And in the show, you know, he has sort of this big, he's got very big hair, a big afro. And Luke came out one day, and he said, I'm going to paraphrase what he said. He said, basically, if that effing N-word can hide his big, and, you know, proceeded to sort of, in very, very crude terms, describe the typical sort of African-American big hair. He proceeded to describe it in a manner that was just absolutely repulsive. And well, what ended up happening is we not only did we have many people leave the shoot, we had complaints filed for discrimination, and those are fair complaints because the people on that set who were not white were discriminated against, and it had nothing to do with anyone. I need to make that clear. Anyone on the production, not me, not the cameraman, not anyone. It had nothing to do with anyone but Luke. Luke was a serial racist, and he wouldn't try and hide it. You know, he would use all sorts of slang words. He would shout it out, come out of his trailer, drunk. I once had the misfortune of looking inside his trailer. He had Dane Cook on, you know, which I think explains a lot of the comic sensibilities here. He had Nazi propaganda up on the wall, and he said it's just a bit of comedy. You know, no, Luke, it's not. If you're watching this, Luke, go to hell. Go to hell. I'm never working with you again. I'm not working with him again. We will be shooting the third one, hopefully with a professional actor. That is, unless Luke's lawsuit goes through, and if Luke's lawsuit does go through and he is working on the next film, I will not be. So this is me, Richard Dow, potentially my farewell. So I'm sorry that you had to see this. This is not what I wanted from this production. But you can't always get what you want in this world. So, thank you for watching. I'm sorry. The third one, God willing, will be sort of follow the vision I had for the whole series.